press, and welcome to this first press briefing. Since our ascendancy or our appointment as the press secretary to the office of the president, as you know, we hit the ground running because we're in preparation of the annual election, and we have not had the time to have a conversational dialogue with all of you in this manner. So this is an opportunity for you all to engage the office of the presidency and ask the most important question that is lingering in the country, and to update the country on the state of the presidency. And one of my goals in this office is to be able to do that regularly and effectively, to update the Liberian people through the media on the workings of His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr. And as some of you may know that His Excellency took the ground running immediately after the inauguration. There has been a lot of different meetings and activities happening around the office of the president. And my goal is to be able to regularly, on a weekly basis, update you. So we want to start this very first press briefing on today, Friday. Hopefully we can do that every other Friday or every Friday so that we can let you know what is going on at the level of the executive, particularly the office of the presidency. So again, welcome to this. Hopefully when we move to the executive mansion, there will also be a place where all of you will be in a very good atmosphere working on that. So I would just like to give you a brief update of the week of His Excellency. So this gone week, His Excellency have been having series of meetings. For paramount among those meetings was a meeting with the Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, who had come to pay a visit prior to the morning or the afternoon of the annual message. And he expressed his excitement to meet His Excellency the President. And they also spoke about very important matters, inclusive of regional security and bilateral relationship between both countries, Sierra Leone and Liberia. The president also had a meeting with Bloomberg Africa. The board were here, they had a meeting, and all in the interest of having a conversation around support and help to the economy. And His Excellency was very excited to receive the delegation from Bloomberg Africa. And as you may know, that they have established a branch here, and we're looking forward to opportunities that they will be able to help the private sector, particularly, to see how their support can help the growth of our economy. His Excellency also had a very active engagement with graduates of the United Methodist University, where he spoke about mindset change and served as the commencement speaker. But also, he was also conferred upon a doctorate. A doctorate degree or honorary doctorate degrees are part of normal academic activities. So he was appreciative of that. And there were interesting things that happened also during the course of the week in relation to security. Most of you, I'm sure, the interest will be around the subject. And I want to update all of you here this afternoon to let you know that we're all very concerned. And the security team of the executive have launched a full-fledged investigation with both the Executive Protection Service as well as the Liberian National Police. And what new information is that the individual in question came to report himself to the office, particularly the Liberian National Police, and new details have emerged that his intent initially has been that he had interest in meeting His Excellency. But the venue, the time, and he thought that was an opportunity for him. But it's a serious security issue, and internally there has been actions taken those securities who were on duty have been reassigned, and they're still the investigation is still ongoing. But I can tell you that those securities have been reassigned, and other discussions in relation to that matter is still being considered, is still being taken place. I think on the issue of moving to the executive mansion, the chief executive will be moving to the executive mansion as soon as possible. There are works, active renovation, minor renovation works happening. The president wants to be at the mansion like today. However, as you know, the condition will have to be suitable to host his excellency. The rest of the other team members, you will see in the course of the week. We're hoping that during the time of that, you can all take the media team or come to the mansion and see as well when the excellency goes there, when it's going to be. It's happening as soon as possible. Lastly, I want to talk to you about the issue of the President's Access Declaration. And I'm sure some of you are interested in that. I'm happy to report to you that that process is concluding. You will be hearing very soon that the President is declaring or has said access. So far, those are issues that we thought to address with you all. And should you have any further question? Oh, one more thing, the issue of the report of what our team met in the national corporate, the consolidated account, that has been one of the key issues that have been brought to our attention. And the actuality is, what was reported by His Excellency is actually what was met. And our team, the financial experts on the team, also have been able to inform us that what was reported by the former president was not just a single fiscal year, was fiscal year 2023 and 2024. However, what His Excellency reported was for fiscal year 2023. But interestingly, there have been lots of findings that have come out in relation to our financial envelope and where we stand. And by that I mean we are interested in knowing more information from all parties involved. So there is going to be an audit of the CBL's account. And that the chief executive will take very seriously, and our financial team have put very high interest in this. So I'll stop here for now. Should you have any questions, we'll take them, and I hope we can have, since this is our first interaction, I will give you the leverage. Maybe we can do up to 6, 7, or maybe up to 10 questions, and then we can proceed from there.
Thank you, Madam Press Secretary. Ladies and gentlemen, please call us your name and your institution, then you pose your question. Thank you. I recognize.
Congratulations, Madam Press Secretary. I'm Diamond Slanger, reporting for the Spoon Network. I have 2 questions. My first question is, you talked about the president moving to the executive mansion soon, but that is not a specific time. So if you want to give us a time frame as to soon in the next month, soon in the next 2 months, how many months or how many days soon are you talking about? My second question has got to do with appointments. There seem to be issues surrounding appointments coming from the office of the president. How in control of the appointment process is President Joseph Yoman Boyka? Thank you.
Yeah. Madam Press Secretary, congratulations.
One at a time, please.
Let me address the 2 questions first. Maybe what we do, since we're taking online, maybe we'll do a few questions and then we'll address those. Yeah, I'm taking those. Right. Please be audible so we can.
After Sopon, what you? Sopon, go ahead.
So thank you. My name is Sompon. I report for Pram FM. Madam Press Secretary, I'm here to know the name of the individual who attacked the president on the UMU graduation. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Julius Compton, and I report for Fortune Television. Again, I'd like to join my colleague and say congratulations. Talking about the consolidated account, I'd like to know who specifically presented the report that the president presented to the country.
So the president will address the 5 questions. Continue from there.
Take one. You have one question, right?
Yeah.
On the name. The other one is consolidated account. Let's take one more.
Thank you, Madam Press Secretary. I'm Theo Williams. How soon do we expect to see drug test results from the president as promised? How soon do we expect to see drugs tests from the president as promised?
All right, I'll start with the last question on drug tests. Um, so, as you know, the president has set up a committee to look at the situation of drugs and alcohol abuse and addiction, particularly with our young people. In that committee, since it's been set up, they have started having consideration. But as you know, the appointments are coming in, confirmation are pending. So once confirmation is done of all those heads of the different ministries and agencies that are on that committee, the committee will come together. Because I also do know that there are currently activities with the Ministry of Youth and Sport as well as our international partners on the same subject. So there is a plan of consolidation where the both team will meet and be able to brief the president. By that, so we will do our work systematically. So the president, along with the committee, once they prepare, you will be able to hear it, that the drug test will be made public and he will be able to go to the minister, as he said, as well as his vice president. On the question of consolidated account report. So as you know, as best practice, when it comes to the president addressing the nation in any format, whether it is the state of the nation, whether it's the annual message, whether it's any form of public address, the president has a team. And that team works in different customers, different segments. So we do have a financial team that did advise and produce those reports. These are people who were in the system, who understand the system, and they receive those specific numbers and were able to report to the president. So yes, it's a team of experts on our financial team who were able to report to the president and was brief the nation on where we are when it comes to what we need as a government. On the issue of the specific name, I wouldn't want to release that at the moment because, like I said, there's an active investigation ongoing. And as the conclusion, because you know, in our country, we don't want a situation where people try to go and follow this individual or type him or do, you know, different things. Because on that, I mean, I wouldn't want to be able to, tell you all the name of the individual. But again, like I said, these are just preliminary information that have come out of the investigation. That is, we know his whereabouts, we know who the individual is, we know his motive. The motive has been established that the intent was to be able to touch the president. On the issue of security breach, yes, that was a major security breach, and some security issues or security measures have been put in place with those personnel who were assigned with His Excellency on the day of the incident. And those people have been reassigned, and there are lots of different trainings that are intended for. But also, as you will know, our current, the EPS chief has just been nominated. He has now gone for confirmation hearing. So the people who we're dealing with, they were all people who were from the past administration, those who were actively involved at the time. So on the issue of the executive mansion, how soon? I can tell you, hopefully in the next month. This month. This is February. I'm still thinking we're in January, but hopefully this month. There's some renovation work happening. I can say, for example, we still need to have the elevator fixed. Even if you go there at the moment, you will see there's still ceiling hangings in some areas. It is not as conducive as it should be for the moving. So yeah, even some floors of the mansion that is totally not okay for anyone, including His Excellency. So those works are happening, but I can tell you that His Excellency is intending and will move to the mansion. He can't wait to go to the executive mansion. I can tell you that for a fact. On your question on appointments, whether
how in control is the president
course,
in this process?
In fact, the president is 110% in control of, or even if there's a higher number, I'll say 1,000% in control of the appointment, because the president is the appointing authority. He is the one who will ultimately give whomever he appoints the green letter. That's why over the last few days, just last night or yesterday, we saw us working very hard around getting more appointments that he's made to the public. So yes, he's in control. I can tell you that for a fact. I can tell you that he's 100% in control. Yes, we take additional questions.
My name is Mark Konfia. I work for the New Republic newspaper and correspond for the Associated Press. The law says a person is presumed innocent until proven guilty through competent jurisdiction. But these officers of the EPS and police, they are very reassigned as the investigation is still ongoing. And can you tell us where are they now? Their assignment?
Okay, so we take that's your question. Where are they? Another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, Thomas Ojobola, work for Freedom Temple, Freedom TV. I want to know how soon the president will kick off. When the president spoke about audit, I want to know how soon that person will kick off.
Alvin. Yes, so my name is Alvin Wosi, I work for the Daily Example. The president made a commitment that he would declare assets. I'd like to know, and it's also in the public what I'm concerned about, how soon will the president declare his assets?
Jeff,
My name is Anthony Jeffan from ABC Radio. The president nominated Madam Sarah Besso Yanti to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That nomination met serious criticism, including document being published on social media. Yesterday, the nomination hearing, the confirmation hearing was called off abruptly. What is the president doing? Is he worried about that? Is he thinking about withdrawing that nomination?
Yeah.
Yes. Madam Press Secretary, let me say congratulations again. My name is Moses Mako. I report for the University of Liberia in September. Two things. We have a free tuition policy at the University of Liberia, and also the payment of vast fees for 12 grades that I think was undertaken by the president's predecessor. I want to know what is the president thinking about that? We expect the president to continue or be able to put on it.
Where the ladies? Give me when I come to this press conference, y'all please be asking questions.
After female solidarity thing, I'm coming to
Y'all please be bringing women to these conferences, or else I will be giving you a serious hard time. Y'all tell our bosses there is some women to
Good question.
Welcome, Press Secretary. I'm Jennifer, and I report for the Heritage Newspaper.
Just speak up. Tell me you can speak. You're a journalist. Come on.
I listened to the President's State of the Nation's address, and I didn't hear anything in regards to the disabled community. So, can you please mind telling the public as to his stance in regards to the disabled?
What the other lady? All the women in there press, ask questions today. I want you asking questions.
My name is Rachel Colley, and I'm the camera operator at the Liberia National Television. And me too, I listened to the President's annual message and didn't hear anything about sports.
So we cover all the business. Everybody will ask a question, right? Okay, so let's come to respond to your question. Where the EPS officers and you talk, what's the journalist ask? Yes. I mean, ask a question, thank you back. Ask a question, go far place, so please say, answer my question. All right. But on a serious note, the whereabouts, like I said, that's a serious security issue, and a breach of security around His Excellency is a major issue that we're very concerned about. And like I said, investigation is still ongoing. However, the officers have been reassigned. I did not say they've been dismissed. So dismissal will be, taking them off their job without due process. And as a student of law, understanding the concept of due process is very important, it's paramount to anyone. So that's why the process, they were reassigned until the finality of the investigation, and then the security team will adequately brief His Excellency the President, and then action will be taken. Further action will be taken where necessary. How soon do you anticipate the audit? As you know, the Finance Minister designates went for confirmation hearing. The funds should be confirmed as soon as possible, and then the rest of the team, we will advise His Excellency, like I also mentioned, about the audit of the CBL account and other audits, as the President has mentioned throughout the campaign and even the course, of his presidency annual message as well. So he takes it very seriously, and I can tell you will be hearing from our office when the team is set up and how soon that will be rolled out, what specific actions will be taken. On the issue of access declaration, if you listen also, I did tell you that we're in the concluding part of providing that to the, not the public, but to the LSCC. So once that declaration is done, the public will also be informed. It will be public information for everyone. And interestingly, as you know, access declaration is part of our government practice. And as you know, he was former vice president. And as former vice president, he did declare his assets. And this will also just be a part to be able to add on what is required for the post that he wasn't vice president or not serving. So, I mean, that will be made public as soon as it's completed. On the issue of Madam Sarah Beslow, you know, His Excellency brings on board best minds. It is bringing on board best minds to help him and help the presidency and the Liberian people to implement his plan, his policies, and all of that. And so part of what he believes in is that he has made his appointment. And Madam Beslow is going through her confirmation hearing process. You know, the thing about our country and the actual the activity when it comes to the politics, people going around the legislature with their own placards and having our trying to intimidate the lawmakers. I don't think that's the best way for us to go in the country. Let the lawmakers do their job, and we look forward to them confirming Madam Beslow. And the president believes that Madam Beslow is best suited for the job, and he has expressed explicit confidence in her, and that is why he did appoint her to that post. And we look forward to the confirmation of Madam Beslow. On your question around free tuition and the WASP fee payment, so His Excellency believes in a holistic approach to education. He brought on board one of the best within the sector. As you know, the Minister of Education designate who has gone for confirmation hearing is one of the best that he has brought on board. So he will be looking to them to appropriately advise on the issue of free tuition, because for him, he believes in consultative approach to governance is what he's on. And that is why he's giving them the opportunity to be able to work, to be able to do their best, to be able to try and show that his views, his aspirations, his plan on the education sector is upheld. So inclusive of free education, free tuition at the University of Liberia, and the WASP fee payment, his team will advise him appropriately, and at that time will let the public know what action will be taken further. On the issue of disabled persons with disability in sports, you know, the thing with the annual message or any messages, I mean, it's such an opportunity to inform the Liberian people of your plan. But it's also a limited space, because if there are several issues within the country, and one speech cannot cover all of the different aspects. So I can tell you for a fact is that the issue of persons with disability is something that His Excellency cares about very, very, very highly, as well as the issue of sports. In fact, as you know, he also nominated the Minister of Youth and Sports, who should be going for confirmation here in any moment. So these are things that, I mean, most of you who know, you know, the president is a fan of sports. He's also a fan of one team, I think in England, the English team is the Arsenal fan. But, you know, a team can always try their best, you know, but you know he's a sports enthusiast. So he takes all of those sectors very seriously. And I do believe that His Excellency needs to work for the country. And His Excellency is doing his best. He's in control. He's in control of the governance structure, his plans, his policies. He can't wait to do the business, and he's continuing to do the business of the Liberian people. So again, thank you all.
Madam President, let's take the last.
A lot of noise surrounding the 365K. Any report on that? What happened? Who received what?
When you said 360, can you give a background? 265K.
365K, the inauguration.
For the inauguration,
yes.
Or for
the district, the 73 districts.
Now you should be specific. Okay, the 73 districts, yes.
Yeah, Madam Press Secretary, before you answer that, I have another question.
Sorry, let me just write it. 300,
yeah.
375K.
65K, surrounding the...
For the inauguration?
No, the 73 districts. Yeah, celebration, inauguration celebration.
Okay, let's be clear on what the
Exactly. That's
so
it.
I want you to be clear on what the question is.
The $365,000 that was intended for the 73 districts across the country as part of the inaugural celebration.
Okay.
And a report on that. Who received what? Where are we with that?
Okay.
Yes, Madam Press Secretary. Last night I did see a release from the presidency about the withdrawal of a nomination, that of one Eric Gabriel Jen Judas, who was nominated as Deputy Minister for Technical Services at the Ministry of Public Works and replaced by one Mr. Prince Desia Tamba. There is no reason as to why he was replaced, but there is rumors around that he might be a sedition from pictures circulating on social media. We're in the business of straightforward information and want to hear from you, an insider who represents the president. That's one. Number two, you talked about the executive mansion being dilapidated with ceilings hanging and all that kind of stuff. It's not conducive for the president to even work from. We've already had the hula baloo of who's telling what on 40 million, 25.5. Don't you think, as you stated, that it's important very soon for the executive mansion press corps and other independent media to visit the executive mansion to show what it is, because the CDC government state president Weah had renovated and he was working from that executive mansion. Please, if you can answer those two questions for me. Thank you.
All right. That's one question.
Yes.
Okay.
So my name is Anthony again from ABC. I'm concerned about the harmonization policy by the past administration that has been complained about by civil servants and many like unions. Are you looking for, is the president thinking about cutting off the harmonization process?
I'm so sorry that we saw some distraction there. Come back with your question.
So the question is about the harmonization policy introduced by the past administration. Many Liberians, including civil servants, complain about that. Is it going to continue under this administration?
So meaning the cutting of salary, right?
Okay.
Just a follow up to his question.
The last.
The last question. January is gone, and civil servants are concerned about their monthly salary. How soon?
Yes, so just a follow-up to my question, BBS. You said the president's nominee for the Ministry of Education, he will be looking up to his nominee if confirmed to come up with the recommendations as to whether the free tuition policy and the WISE speech will continue. But specifically, the head of WISE has been in the news of recent, stating that the government of Liberia owes WISE $5 million, and if that is not paid, he is not sure as to whether the students that are sitting this year's WISE will sit. So, what is the fate of those students as we await the president's nominee to make the lesser recommendations?
So, in fact, let me start with you. In fact, there's a new information to all of us. And if you're talking about the 5 million, you will know that then that means it's not this person who owed WISE or WISE that amount.
It's the government.
It's debts that came from previous governments. And we know government is continuing to. So like I said, and that even validates my point that this education team will advise him appropriately on what to do. Because if you're owing WISE, you have not paid WISE, and you still owe this amount, that's why it's important to do consultation on the issues as it relates to how to proceed in a specific sector. So yes, he will consult, he will listen to the experts, they will provide him the information, and as you know, our civil service status has been bloated. You know, there are a lot of people on the. He even mentioned that in his annual message. So those are things that are concerning, and he will be able to study them because at the end of the day, commitments made must be kept. On the issue of withdrawal of the nominee, you know, the Constitution, where is that one? The Constitution gives His Excellency the power to appoint in his place. So he was just exercising that. Sometimes he appoints, he withdraw, that is in his purview. We're here to let the public know. So on the issue of whether it was because there's an allegation that he was from another political party, we don't want to get into that. That was not that. But this is something that the nominee, the current nominee in the post and the other fellow, they were both aware that. So it was a sort of oversight, but definitely His Excellency appoints, draws, and chooses who he wants to work with in his cabinet. That's as simple as that. On the issue of, and on the issue, I think you used a very, it was a choice of words.
It was my choice of words.
So,
you said silly
exactly, on the executive mansion.
and not conducive for the president.
So those are your choice of words. But I can say their plans, like I said, I do intend to engage with you all on that to be able to let you know the workings of the executive. It just required some clearance from our team, and then we can have the media follow us through. We'll plan it in a way that you all can come in with the cameras where it's allowed to see the startup. For myself, I was really surprised when I first visited the executive mansion. I was like, but I thought, we have a very ready executive mansion because with all the fun and pageantry that happened in the past, we thought it was all ready to be moving. But even my own office, the challenges there. I would definitely love for all of you to come, but we do need to have our people aware, our people give us the clearance to do that. So once that is done, we'll let you know. The same medium we use to communicate with you all, let you know, and then you can all come in to take a tour of the executive mansion. You can all do your own actual and factual reporting. There was another question. I don't know, harmonization and salary. Of course, when people work, it's important that they get paid. And the financial team now working seriously to ensure that civil servants get their pay. Once you work, you must be able to get paid. And His Excellency is also concerned, so they're working on that to ensure that civil servants get their pay as soon as possible. Harmonization, that's a buzzword. Harmonization was the biggest word over the last regime. But I can tell you, the team is studying this because at the end of the day, what happened was that there were more people who were brought into government and to bloat the civil service portfolio. So it is challenging. And the fact that people are working in those portfolios, go to some places, there's no space for people to even operate on. And even with our current financial portfolio, is such that almost 95% of our actual resources go to recurring costs, talking about salary, and arrears and other things. So the little percent that left for actual work is challenging. So the president is really concerned about that. The civil servants are one of his top priorities. Again, his team will be advising him appropriately along those lines. 75K, 365K.
Yeah.
So
73 districts.
So the team of the inaugural team will be briefing the president. The president has been really busy, as I gave you his schedule over the course of the week and the previous week. But he's concerned about that, and as he has stood on the mantra of integrity, accountability, and he wants all his people to ensure that it's saying that. So the issue is with the political party, I'm told the Unity Party and the county coordinators that have had some information, allegation here and there, but he's interested in knowing the status of that. And as soon as he gets briefed fully as to what happened, you all will also be aware of what happened and make the information for yourself.
Okay.
I think I've covered everything. If I haven't, please remind me. But I think we've covered.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. All right. So you are welcome. Our office will always be open. And one more thing, I just received an urgent information, and I want to read this out so that you all can be aware. It's breaking news. Make it that your 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock news. I'm just pulling your legs. So the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr., has directed that all former government officials turn over public assets still in their possession to the General Services Agency. The President's directive takes immediate effect. Meanwhile, the President has constituted a government assets retrieval team. The team will, among other duties, identify, trace, and retrieve all assets in Liberia or abroad. The assets retrieval team will be charged with investigating assets and working with the relevant agencies to prosecute those found criminally liable. So again, the President is asking all former government officials in and out of Liberia to please turn over assets belonging to government that you have not done, if you have not done so. The team will be reaching out, particularly the team that is to constitute to ensure that government assets are retrieved. So thank you. Our offices will remain open to you for future questions, and thank you all. Have a wonderful day.
Presidential Press Secretary, Madam Kula Fofana, they are briefing executive mansion reporters. Focus on Liberia, online television. Goodbye.